Yeah, yesterday the one I did, man, the one I did with Cautious in a Cave. At the end, there was that haboob. They call it dust storms. We had light, and then there was darkness. But remember this: the darker the night, the brighter the stars. My question today is: there's a thumbnail I have for you. Do you? Hey Ryan, you're here rather early. Sorry, I might be late, but not really. I said yesterday I'd be between 5 and 5:30. So the question I have for everyone today is: do you like music? Of course you like music. On some level, everyone likes music, whether they're consciousness of it or not. So do you like jazz? Do you like acid rock? Do you like classical? These are three right here that I have a question for you. And what do we got? Falcon and Ryan. You guys are getting to be regulars. All right. So that's the little story that I have for you today. How they affect us. how I learned in my many schools that I went to. Actually, it was only out of the 20, and I did graduate. The ones that stood out the most would have been my fourth grade, because I went to fourth grades. And the third, fourth grade in Triangle School, Hillsborough, New Jersey, was the most informative that I had my whole lifetime. It changed me in a lot of different ways. So what we have is Falcon. I like gypsy jazz. Okay, I got something for you, little gypsy jazz lover. Scientifically proven stuff too. So let's start off with the game plan here. I'm in my fourth grade, and the teach. I got to look up my report card to find out what her name was. So she says there was a study done back in between 63 and 1964 on corn. There's a lot of stories I got on corn. So corn, they did a. I love the 20s, 30s, 40s music too. All right. So there's a vibration there also. And Essa, puppy plush high. Hey, Essa, haven't seen you before. So we got, the story goes this way. Not just a story, it's scientific evidence the teacher was trying to get across to us on vibration and tonal qualities. So this is what it was. This is in New Jersey that they did this experiment. They had an acre of corn. Now, all these acres were totally separated, miles and miles apart. The 1 acre had just normal corn growing. The next acre, miles and miles away, they played acid rock. The next one, miles and miles apart, they played jazz. And then the fourth one was miles and miles apart. They played classical. Now this is what they had. Four different things happened at harvest. The corn that had no music whatsoever came out normal bushels of corn. The jazz and acid rock, both the bushels were much, much, much lower. And when it came down to the classical, the bushels were way beyond even the one that had no music. So that's showing you on that premise that I got a dog that wants something out of my pocket. This is the last one. This is it. No more. Yeah, he loves these things. Hey, there goes another kitty right behind my head. Oh boy, they just like coming out at sundown. They think they're going to get fed, which they will. Have you heard of Carlos Nakaya? Falcon, not recently. I'll have to look that up. Um, Ryan, now I know that corn has a taste in the music. You have cosmic humor. I love that. So we have proven, at least on my fourth grade, out of my out of all my fourth grades, this is information that stuck with me for all my life. And that's what I'm saying. I'm building up to a scientific proven fact on how jazz, acid rock, and classical will affect you because it already affected the corn. All right. Now, what about crystals? Crystals. Crystals is a mineral. So actually, so we're going to go backwards here because crystals, plant, animal, us. It goes in that level. Yeah. Falcon, he plays a Native American flute. Perfect. I got something on that one with a story on that one, but I don't know if I'll get to it today. Tommy Foley. I'm JK. Tommy Foley. Saibua. I don't know what that means. Hope it's positive. So we got the corn out of the way. Now, I got to, not that I'm backtracking, but crystals is, mineral is lower than plant. After plant comes animal, and we are the highest of animals. So we have crystals, which we're making crystals. Anybody out there, did you ever make crystals? There's different ways of doing it. You just get some borax, Epsom salt. They do it out of sugar or salt. You can make crystals. I believe mine was sugar. You boil up the water. You put your sugar in there, and I put mine in a box. And the teacher said, leave it alone for I think 4 or 5 days. We brought it back. Okay, and this is what I'm saying. Falcon, I used to collect crystals. Oh boy, Tommy Foley. I mean, Nigeria. Hey, Nigeria, go Nigeria. Okay, so we all make. I think you collect crystals. Well, so do I. I got geodes. I can't smash them open until I get the right cutting tool. And I love amethyst. I went looking for amethyst up. I got crystal stories you wouldn't believe. I'm just trying to get through all this stuff to where, Africa. I know Nigeria is Africa. A lot of things are happening in Africa, by the way. Be careful out there, everybody in Africa. We have the next level was crystals. Thank you. The crystals, mine went up. They kind of went up this way, that way, and that way. Nicky, I just talked to him. He says he thinks his was flat. You know, we didn't use any dye. I believe we all used sugar for our crystals. Okay, Rachel. Hello, hugs, kisses in your heart. You Brazilian, you wild thing. I love Brazilian. You guys have so much heart too. A lot of love there. And Tommy Foley, what's the coolest crystal you have or your favorite? Have to be amethyst. Amethyst is for the throat chakra, by the way. Also, it's protection. And crystals in themselves, I definitely will have an episode on that, I promise, okay? So, crystals on the box and okay. So now I'm going to jump ahead to where that was like in 63, 64, no, that was 65. On my second fifth grade, we made crystals. But my first fifth grade, Mr. Jasper, didn't make crystals. So there you go. I had 2 fifth grades. 1 fifth grade made crystals. The next, one didn't, one did. Imagine that. Okay, Falcon. My favorite is probably my amethyst geode. Yeah, amethyst geode. These amethysts have, and pure crystals have so much power. I already did that one on the Atlantean crystal, if you guys want to check that out, and how the Atlanteans use crystals. Okay? I don't want to go there right now. I've already done that. We have, man, getting back and forth in these thoughts and answering questions is very difficult, but I can do it. So I'm now in 2008, many years after 63 and 64. I'm a cab driver. I had many jobs. I was a CEO. I was a lot of things, all right? But in this particular situation, I was a cab driver. It's pouring down rain, and I see this. I see a tall mother and a small child, and a little child with a violin case next to her. It's pouring down rain. I wasn't going to stop and pick them up, but I figured I got to get these guys out of the rain. So I pull over, and the mother is saying, "Oh, thank you. My daughter has to get to a recital," and actually, the doors open up, and the first thing the child says, classical. I said, yeah, come on, it's raining, get in. And then, hey, go on, get, no more, not right now. So she's saying how she wants. She just comes out of the blue saying, classical. I did my crystals and I played classical. Oh boy, this is a great story too. Hey, this guy won't leave me alone. I used to make medicine wheels out of crystals. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You can do a lot of things with these crystals. I didn't know about it. You guys are way ahead of me. Tommy Foley, this is a nice story. God bless you. I think it's a nice story too because it has a lot of truth to it. It has scientific stuff, scientific proven stuff on how music will affect crystals, plants, chickens. I can't wait to get to the chickens next. And people. How it affects everything scientifically. Because I'm a scientific person. Actually, I'm an alchemist. We're all alchemists. Whatever we do in life, we make experiments. And when we experiment, we get an outcome of it. That's an alchemist. Hopefully it's a positive outcome. Jacobo, yeah, Jacobo. It sounds like you're from, I don't know, Australia? Who's that? All right, one more. This dog doesn't leave me alone. He loves these things. Anybody feed their dog ride? They say not to, but he loves it. I don't know if he eats it or buries it. I think he's a little mooch. So the next one here I got is, man, I'm just trying to keep it all in a circle. Keep it going in a circle, which comes down to, yeah, keep that in mind. Classical is actually a circle scientifically, but we're going for, God, where was I at? The music, the corn. We got the crystal. Thank you, the crystals. So she's playing. She's a violinist, little sixth grader violinist. She says, I played classical with my crystals, and I never brought up crystals. She did, and I said, oh yeah. What'd you come up with? And she says, when I played classical with my crystals, they went up in a spiral upward. I said, oh my God, that's exactly what happens when you play classical. It's not only a swaying, but it's a 3/4 beat that goes with your heart. 3/4. Classical is 3/4, and it's a spiral upward. They have machines now that when they play classical, it's a spiral going upward. Oh, imagine that. And she's saying her crystals went up in a spiral, and I'm saying, oh my gosh, mine didn't do that. Know why? Because Dad was playing classical and jazz. So mine didn't, they weren't flat. They actually had a little, they were going off to little directions at least, all right? Falcon, like transmuting spiritual lead to gold. Yeah, spiritual lead to gold. Did you know there's like only like two protons difference between both the gold and lead? Yeah, isn't that amazing? Yeah, but that'd be another story I can't go into right now. Staying with the program. So we got the spirals going up with her crystals. And we know now that there's machines that show spiral is the circular upward for classical. Now, I say to you people that love jazz and acid rock, why is that? Because you know why? It's a jagged downbeat, and it goes down your spine, and you get this jingle, you get this jangle, and there's a vibration that's involved, and it's going against your heartbeat. So you're getting a sensation that you're thinking is positive, which is, I'm not saying, either, but you're getting a sensation, is what I'm saying. Minerals and plants know about it. Now I'm going to get to the chickens, all right? Um, Falcon, do you like coyote? I don't know, coyote, is that music or something? So I'm over at my cousin's house, my cousin Jim. He has over 100 chickens. Now, most of them were, well, a third of them were Americana. They're the ones that do the blue egg. Then he had the leghorn brown egg. Then he had the regular hens that do the white egg. I'm just saying, those are the three kind of chickens he had. Now, I go over one day, and the chickens are kind of walking around like normal chickens. I go over another day. Chickens aren't walking around not like I saw them the first time. He's playing jazz music because he had he had big speakers in his chicken coop, and he's pumping out jazz to these chickens, and the chickens are like, they're looking around. They're just like all over they're looking weird, man. There's like they're not even like they're not acting like they were the first time I saw them. I said, "Hey, Jim, that's some interesting jazz you got there. Um, why don't you do an experiment? Don't play jazz or acid rock. Play classical, and do that." So I come over. It's like a week later. He's been playing since I suggested it. He's been playing just nothing but classical for like a whole week. I come over, and these chickens are all up on their roost. They're sitting so nicely. They're so calm. They're looking around. It's like heaven. These chickens have changed. And not only that, but he did an egg count on the yolk, and the yolk had gone up in protein. On and somebody was asking how he could do that, and he didn't tell them. But you play classical with your chickens, and you'll have a higher yolk count, which is very good, very positive. And by the way, the Americana, the blue egg, Falcon. I heard plants like crystal music. Yeah, I got something on more on that in a second. Just want to finish this chicken story. The story goes with these chickens had a higher yolk count. They were calmer, and noticeably that that's all he played from then on was classical for his chickens. Now, okay, so we got the mineral, the plant, the chickens, and now we have the humans. How it works with us, sound, vibration, it all affects us. How people speak, if it's positive, it's negative. If you have, okay, I got a perfect one for you. It's not that bright yet, I guess. Suggestion. You always want it to be positive. There was a kid that came into the store. He's probably working on different levels, and the guard said to him, the kid he bought first corn. Now chickens have taste of music. Chickens have taste in music, plants have minerals, and we have taste in music. It depends on what we're listening to. If you look at it this way, how many riots have gone on with acid rock and jazz? I mean, as history goes, how many riots have gone on with this? I'd say quite a few. I could go into a few of them now, but I don't have time, and I'm not going to go that way. But how many riots have gone on with classical music? Zip, nothing. Nothing. with classical because it goes with the heartbeat. It's a spiral upward. These other musics are, I can go into Enoch when it happened back then. It goes back centuries that we have music, and we have this the stuff that's been going on with it. It's a way of controlling people. And you're brought up with music, so you don't know the difference. That's why I'm trying to show you some scientific ways of looking at it. That's all. Just a different way of looking at it. That's all. And we all look at things through tunnel vision a lot. We have the blinders on. Not like this dog. He doesn't have any blinders. Although he does have one idea. All right, go on. This is it. This is all the last one you get. That's what I said last time. Falcon, you like Dr. Emeto? I don't know who that is. Falcon, in the beginning there was the Word, and the Word was love. That's right, there was the Word, but people forget about something. Before you speak, what is there? There's thought. It takes 1/millionth of a spark of electricity to make any thought. So somebody had a lot of thought before they said the word. And what was the word? Let there be light. And that's what we're here for. To produce life. Life. Light is life. But light has to be manifested within ourselves. Until we have light within ourselves, we will not be able to go anywhere to put light out there. It's like going out there with a flashlight. Oh, I want to brighten up everybody's life. I want to brighten up the world. But you have a flashlight. And this flashlight is going to go out. Why? Because you don't have the right amount of, let's just say, electricity to manifest this light until you have this is another little secret, guys. We have our subconscious, our conscious, our Christ self, and higher self. All these. You might look at the Christ light, the Christ consciousness, which is very positive, which means, I gotta say, Jesus came forth to show us the way. What was the way? If you ask, or if you read anything in red in the Bible, he's always saying, I and my Father are one. Okay, well, guess what? Not many of us have this connection, but we can, because he said, ye can do as I, and even more. But there's a stipulation. You have to be one with the Father. But religions don't say that to you. And I was always questioning from first, second, third grade with my nuns and priests. And they were always giving me a hard time. But it didn't stop me from being an altar boy. Almost became a priest. That'd be another story. I think I've been all these things before. Fire for sure. Helped humanity to evolve. Just leave those mountains be. The mountains are going to be there because you have the potential to move them. But once you have this power to move a mountain, you don't do it. That's the concept behind that, by the way. People forget that we can do. I hate touchy stuff. I don't like going touchy. I wasn't even going to go this direction. But I got to now. I have to. When Jesus said, ye are gods, he meant the potential you have is so magnificent. Once you're one with the Father, that means you got to let go of the lesser self that animal self, that lower self, because we're animals. We're all animals, but we are the highest of animals. Excuse me, because we have a brain. All right, no, I'm sorry. Forget about the brain. That's just it. We have a mind. Animals don't have a mind. We have a mind. That means we can decide through free choice what direction we go. Right is positive, as in our body. Our body is positive. The other side, the other hand that I can't show because I'm holding my camera, that's the negative side. And we need this positive negative just to make our heart beat, get the blood flowing. Bad juju. Moving mountains is bad juju. Well, the ego. Yeah, the ego is the lesser self. That's the last to go is the ego. That's that. If you look at all Hollywood, you look at all people, it's the ego. And I guess the ego would be necessary for us to learn. But we have to choose whether we're going to do the lesser or the higher. And that is where the heart comes in. The heart is the middle way. And that's why everybody, I don't know. I've talked to my bro, I've talked to different people. Oh, it's the mind. Go to the mind, the mind, the mind. No. You go to the heart. The heart will never steer you wrong. The heart has a small little voice. That little voice will always be correct. If you can have an ear to hear the heart. I've already done episodes on it. The heart has over 40,000 neurons in the heart, which proves, now we have millions and billions of neurons in the brain, and it's very loud. So if we have over 40,000 in our heart now, scientifically, well then we have to start having the ear to hear that quiet voice. The heart will always never ever steer you wrong. It's like, you walk into a room and all of a sudden that small voice says, don't go over there. Don't do it. Don't do it. Or it'll say, grab that umbrella. But you're looking outside and say, hey, what are you, crazy? It's a bright day out here, yeah. And then all of a sudden, by the end of the day, it's pouring down rain on you. And it was that small little voice that said, grab the umbrella. It comes in many different ways, that small voice. And that's where we have to perceive that the loudness of the mind is not always right. Okay? A mother's love for her children, well, some mothers hate their children. But the normal mother that loves their children always express that love to your mother, that you appreciated that when she's still around. We take a lot of things for granted, whether it be our mother, our father, our guardians that have given us information, and we fail while they're still around to say to them, when you told me about, looking both ways on crossing the street, I didn't think much about it. But when I saw that little kid, you didn't make it, I know what you're talking about. There's so many things that I'll have someone crossing the street because that was an eye-opener. My mom said, I just got a mosquito. Imagine that. Mom always said, you don't walk across cross streets. You run. And I look at kids today, and they're on their phone, they're jibber-jabbering, they're having a great time. Or they're standing on the street corner, and cars are just coming up and running them over. And this wouldn't happen if you run across the crosswalk. Run across this. You got crosswalk guards. Don't wait for their sign. Well, when they have it up, run across. All right, don't walk. Even this guy, even this guy knows about that. He knows not to go out in the street. He knows not to leave the gate. He's a smart dog. I say something nice before saying goodbye. Yeah, it's always nice to say something nice. Not many of us remember that golden rule. So I believe I've gotten through the mineral, the plant, the animal, and how do you feel now about jazz, acid rock, and classical? Because classical does go with the heartbeat. It's a 3/4 beat, and it's a spiral upward. Don't we all want to go spiraling upward? Well, we can choose that or not. Hey, King CJ. King CJ. All right. SpongeBob, huh? You know what? This guy just got sat on by that guy. Hope you're sorry. Hope you're sorry. Yeah, he's sorry. King CJ, yes, you're SpongeBob lover. I like that game. SpongeBob, he's quite a little character, isn't he? With Krabby Burgers. Krabby. I said Krabby, not fucking howdy, King. Yeah, King CJ. You're a SpongeBob lover. This is how far back I go. I got VHS tapes, cartoons of SpongeBob when they first came out. And I don't know. It's something about Mr. Krabby, and I don't know, maybe just Krabby Burgers. I don't eat burgers, but I'm not very crabby, but it's pretty funny. Pretty funny cartoons. Of course, he is so funny. Krabby Patty. And so many Krabby Patties out there. Who loves a good Krabby Patty? I like Ren and Stimpy. Yeah, don't forget about the other guy, the starfish. Well, balloons. Okay, they all love balloons. Balloon lovers. Me. Here I am going like a half hour here. I don't know. Yeah, Patrick, thanks, Patrick. Patrick has his own sense of humor. Yeah. I think when they had those balloons and they were going up, and Squirrel, don't forget little Squirrel. I got one on VHS of Squirrel when she came down. She was up on land, then she got a bubble, then she came down. Yeah. Little Squirrel. Just reminds me of 1969 when we bought this property. Next to us was bikers, a bunch of bikers. And Squidward, can't forget Squidward. And Squirrel says to me, I think I was checking the mailbox, she says, "My name is Squirrel." I said, "Oh, how you do, Squirrel?" She was a little small, blonde-haired girl. And she says, This is Bear. And this guy was the size of a bear, big old mustache. I said, "Hey, how you guys doing? You're my neighbors." Hey, that's fantastic. So we got along from the beginning. Bunch of bikers. Now I've got different people on my street. How things change. So we got crystals and sound. We got Krabby Patties. I think we've hit a whole circle here of stuff here. Everybody should be interested. Okay, King CJ, imagine they're watching. I don't know. See, these guys, Squirrel and Bear, they were from the Hells Angels. The Hells Angels was back in the 60s. You did not want to mess with the Hells Angels. Oh, man. I got to go there. I got to go there real fast because this is too funny. You guys brought up something. Falcon. Lots of bikers where I live. Yeah, but did you ever come across like 100 or more Hell's Angels? Did you ever happen to have that? Okay, this is perfect. So it was like 19. Actually, it was 1969. Our whole family is up at we're at the Grand Canyon, the north side. We're at that big restaurant, the big restaurant with telephone poles and everything inside there. Um, Hey, King, CJ, my dad is a biker. Hey, cool. Falcon, outlaws here. I guess we all kind of are outlaws at some point. Hopefully, we're not too rebellious, that's all. Falcon, serious business. No shit, serious. So we're all sitting, okay, look at this concept. 1969, we're out visiting dad. Mom and dad are about to get remarried again. But we take this trip over to the Grand Canyon, up in the big hotel. It's a big North Side hotel, and we're sitting down having breakfast. Well, all of a sudden, at least 100 bikers come in, and they all have on the back Hell's Angels. This is in Arizona, so they all come in, and mom, dad, they're saying, "Oh my God, look at this!" And I'm just looking. I'm like, I don't know, 14 or something like that. I'm saying, "Hey, these are the Hell's Angels. I heard about these guys." Well, they've taken over towns and everything else. Kids saying, "Oh my gosh, yeah, oh my gosh." So that's what my parents are saying, "Oh my gosh," and I'm thinking, I'm like 13 or 14. I'm saying, "Hey, this is pretty cool," and I have no fear because I don't know. I've always been that way. So everybody that's having breakfast, whether it was delivered or they all get up and leave. The only people there are my parents, because my dad, once he ordered food, we weren't leaving. It was sacred. We blessed it. We're going to eat it before we go. That's the way he was, all right? So we're all in the middle of our breakfast. And they all come in, and they take over the whole. I mean, there's not much room in there other than maybe a couple tables now. And this is a very big restaurant. So this is what happens. It's like 5 or 6 state troopers pull in. These state troopers pull in. I thought, well, yeah, I don't know. So they all come in, and they sit down at the like 2 or 3 tables that are left. And my parents say, "Oh, thank God." And I think the waitress came over and said something to them, and they said, I heard them say, "We got a call. We got to go." And they all got up and left. My parents and us were the only ones sitting eating breakfast with like the gang, the Hells Angels. It was fantastic. They weren't giving us any trouble, yeah. But why didn't the state trooper stay there? Well, because the Hells Angels had taken over towns before, and I don't think they wanted to. And everybody was carrying, they all had guns. Arizona, you can still carry a gun, but I don't know. It's pretty. It's a cool story that I'd never thought about until somebody brought up Squirrel. Yeah, from SpongeBob, that I was talking to, that was part of the Hells Angels. Talking good lottie lod. I don't know, just things you remember at certain times in your life that you kind of forgot about. So you guys have been pretty cool, man. Thanks for all the questions. Once again, once I post this, I don't get any of this stuff here. So if y'all give me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs down, comment would be great. Ryan, so 100 bikers crammed into one run. Yeah, it's like a quarter of a football field. It's the North Side restaurant of Flagstaff. Now, I think they had a big fire, and somebody said it might have burnt down. You might have to look into that. But they had telephone poles. It was a gigantic restaurant. And, yeah. King, CJ, yeah, pretty sure. What, that there was bikers or that it burnt down? Yeah, there was a fire up there recently, and somebody said the restaurant, the whole thing burnt down. I never looked into it. It was a couple months ago. A big fire up there. Something to check into, do some fact checking. Uh, hey, King, CJ, SpongeBob, you subscribed and you liked it. This is fantastic. That's what Uncle Martin's about. Hopefully, this will catch on. Now, I've been into this for like 3 years. Now, my problem was I didn't know what an algorithm was. So the first 2 years, I put it up for kids. Kids meaning you can't get a comment. And that's the only way algorithms work, which I didn't even know about algorithms. So when you give a comment, that's when algorithms, that thing in the sky, that. So for 2 years, I didn't have anything other than people giving well, they gave thumbs up or down. And then like last year, I opened it up for everybody, and I've had comments since then. But I don't know. I've never really promoted subscribers because I want you to look into what I'm doing before you subscribe. And that's the important. I see some of these YouTubes or TikToks. Hey, smash that button. Give me a beep. Why would you do that if you didn't even listen to what the person was saying? Hey, Nepal, how are you? Hey, Nepal, GM Uncle, I'll tell my friends about you. They will laugh their butts off. Hey, King CJ, that's what it's all about. Cosmic humor. And not everybody has cosmic humor. Trust me. I work at a store right now, and I don't like idiots. I don't like people with no common sense, and I don't like people lacking discernment. But I have nothing against them. So if I'm at the register and my light is on, people come up and say, "Are you open? Are you open?" And I look at them. I say, "Man, I'm here to take care of people. This is my job now on so many levels." So I point up and I say, "The light is on and someone is home." You know what they do? They either laugh, and that means consciously they are home. I mean, they are aware. And if they don't laugh and they get angry, you know what that means? That means nobody's home. That means their consciousness is not there. That means their subconscious, that all that emotion with no logic is taking them for a ride. See, I look at things differently, all right? Nepal, Uncle, where's your dog? He's burying a bone right now. I've given him 4 right now. He takes a while. Although it just rained, it shouldn't take that long. We got wet dirt and mud all over the place in Arizona. We haven't had rain in a long time. I'm saying the last episode, Cautious in the Cave. I'm doing this live episode, and by the time I'm done, it's like all hell breaking out, and it's dark. And I was out, by the way, 5 hours with no electricity. Yeah, that's pretty exciting. We make homemade jerky for our dogs. Hey, you know what? No, I'm just drunk all the time, Uncle. You make jerky for your dogs. That's the best way to go. When I was making beef jerky and I dried it myself, people were always eating it. So what I did was I put every hot pepper known to man in drying the meats. So when they grabbed into the bag and they took a bite, that was the last bite they took. It's never too hot for me, even on all different levels. Ryan, are you okay after the sandstorm? Yeah, that sandstorm ripped up a lot of stuff here. Ripped up my fence, took down some trees. It was some pretty heavy. I don't know if you ever look at the end part of yesterday. I think I haven't watched it. I tend not to watch my stuff because they say it screws up your algorithms. So I wait until at least I have like, I don't know, 20, 30 people that have watched. and then I'll go back and look at it. Because if you only have like one, two, and that's the other thing, I have like hundreds of people that have watched this thing on live, and then when it comes after I repost it, it says I don't have anybody watching it. What's going on? I got all these comments, or at least thumbs up, and they're saying nobody watched it. There's no views. What is going on with this? I still haven't figured it out. I don't believe half the stuff they're telling me, really. Falcon, I'm just trying. Are you okay after censoring? Ha ha ha. Yeah, it was pretty funny. I'm going to the house. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to have it very shortly. I just got my other. Hey, King, you're back. Where'd you go? Did you tell some friends about Uncle Martin? Did you share Uncle Martin with some friends? Well, hopefully they'll show up too. So I go back in the house. It's pitch black, but I got candles. I bought over $1,000 worth of different candles. I'll show them someday to you. The point I'm saying is, I have not turned on my swamp cooler. This is God's truth. My swamp cooler or my air conditioner since last year. So that means June, July, and August. I have not turned on my swamp cooler or air conditioner. And the episode will be The Game. The Game. It's a game Dad and I played. I always won. Now that Dad is gone, I think I've really won. We've had over 116, and I didn't turn on the swamp cooler, the air conditioner, and I got the bill. The bill just came. Now, I didn't pay for July because it was only $95. I want to see what August is. So it's under $200 for July and August, and I got the proof. I'm going to show it, and it'll be under The Game, all right? And I'll go into what the game was. Okay, it'll be fantastic. Because who could live in Arizona? I mean, and not turn on the swamp. You have the opportunity to the swamp cooler, the air conditioner, and you just turn on a fan. Why would you do that? What are you, crazy? No. Something changed me when I was 22. Went out and lived in the desert. I was barefoot, just a blanket, a staff. Lived up in a cave. Met a shaman medicine man. I was with some strange people. It was actually a commune, but I can't go there right now. Something changed me. After that, I could do a lot of different things that I can't go into right now. King, not me. Okay, Falcon, thank you for caring. Hey, King, hey, SpongeBob. King CJ. What does CJ mean? What's BRB? Be right back. Be right back. You're going somewhere again. Just can't say so. That's Jimija Jimija. That's a Italian word. Jimija Jimija. You're a little antsy. You can't sit down. Got to keep moving. And that happens a lot. People have to keep moving. Okay, so The Game. I will have that one. The Game. We all play games. All you little gamers out there. It is a waste of your energy to a certain point, but you do what you do. There's different games in life. The main game on this lifetime, this time, is to graduate. A lot of us have no anticipation of graduating. They just want to stay with the five senses. You know, what you can see, what you can smell, what you can taste, what you can hear, what you can feel. Those people there, those are pretty much material people. Material. Just what you can have in the material. I had all the material. I had all the women. And then I saw that I was not happy. And I was promised from a young age, well, 15, 14, if I had money, and I had women, I'd be happy. You know how many women I had to go through? I'm sorry. You know how much money I had to make? I made a lot. And I wasn't happy. Someone lied to me. That's why I'm trying to get across. There's more than the five senses. I'll go into that at another time. Lived with the Australian Aborigines for the most of my life. I know all about magic men. Well, you're ahead of the game. So long as they didn't have superstition, doubt, and fear, you'll know that they were positive or negative. If they had superstition, doubt, or fear, or they used their magic to manipulate someone's free choice, that was negative. On whatever level it is, you can always tell if someone is positive or negative. All right. Another good red flag would be we've got a lot of stuff going on right now. King CJ, how long have I been on YouTube? I've been on for 3 years. 3 years. And doesn't seem like that, but... And in the beginning, if you ever go to my... If you ever go to my beginning, first and second episode, up to about, well, I don't know, 100, the first 1 to the 100, I don't have any teeth because I did it purposely that way. Why would you do that? Because I was doing it for kids. I was trying to get across to them, brush your teeth, all right? So I did it basically with no teeth. So if you're ever wondering why did Uncle Martin do something like that? Because I have cosmic humor and I wanted kids to know, very important to brush your teeth, all right? That's why I did it that way. I did it purposely, all right? People have asked me that before. They say, you're crazy. Nah, not really. I was just trying to get a point across. Hey, Nepal, Uncle Martin, make food in YouTube. Make some... What's vlogs in YouTube? I don't know what a vlog is. See, I'm still learning algorithms. What's a vlog? Vlog. They say do green, do green. You know what? If you think, look at it this way, I'm doing live now, all right? That means I can't edit anything. If you look at any of my episodes from number 1 till right now, I have over 500. I have not edited 1 word. I've been live since number 1. The first episode I've been live. Is that possible? Yes, it is, because I did it purposely that way. I didn't want anybody to miss anything. And if I made a mistake, I was just showing you the human side. And it's green. It was the fifth element. Green, it's a green. That guy, that funny guy. I don't know his name, but he was a funny guy. Okay, this is a vlog, but more get out and about. I don't know. Show is feeding your chickens or whatever. Oh, it's showing my feeding my chickens. Oh, that kind of stuff, huh? Yeah, that's a good idea. Do that kind of stuff. Okay. Well, I got about 22 feral cats. I'm gonna do that live, I guess. Show me feeding them. They don't all show up at the same time, but that would be something. Showing things that are live. I want to get off the property and do stuff up like in the mountains and stuff like that. That would be great. Like some fishing shows. I love that. I have to be able to get out. I can't leave for too long. My cats will starve. My birds will starve. I can't do that. So maybe it'll just be overnight. Maybe 2 nights. They can do it, you know. Yeah, hunting, fishing, whatever. I do all that stuff. I don't kill anything anymore. I don't have to. I got a 6-foot freezer. I got so much meat and food. I mean, I'm feeding it mostly to my cats and dogs. I'm not really a meat eater now, only because of the processed foods. And I've had a few videos on that, and plus cloned animals. They got cloned animals into our food now. They take a ligament and a stem cell, and they put it together, and you can now have a shrimp, a pork chop, any kind of meat, any kind of fish, and they make it out of bioreactors. Bioreactors. They're the size of big stadiums, and they're pumping it out. It started in Singapore, 2000, I believe. They started making chicken. It went over so well, by 2002, FDA said, hey, it's a good idea. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to feed it to our people. So they started in the restaurants. So now when you're having chicken McNuggets and all that, so You'll be lucky if it's compressed. It's probably bioreactors now. And then the cloned animals that have gotten away, thousands of pounds of cloned animals that you've been eating. There's no FDA on that. They just don't do it yet. And then the little hot dog lovers out there, they're finding now, I did kind of an episode on it, but I'll say it again. They have 2 to 4% DNA of human beings now found in hot dogs. Oh my, how could this be? Well, I think it's called that movie Soylent Green. Look up that, What are you eating, And why is the UK? Hey UK, I love you guys. You've been watching. I've been noticing that. But why are you doing human DNA with animal DNA and you're feeding it to your dogs? That's what I want to know. Why are you doing that now? All right, that's my question. Okay, by killing it either these days. Feel bad when I step on a snail at night. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I hate to step on a scorpion, but I had to the other night. True story, I did. Good Lord. I ate hot dogs like 4 days ago. You tell me. Well, Ryan, it's just look it up. Look it up. It's a specific group that has done the DNA testing on this. Falcon, haha, Ryan. It's processed foods. The other thing is pink slime. Look up pink slime. I did one on pink slime. I probably should do it again, I guess, because people aren't listening. They're even thinking about it. It's pink slime. You could Google it if they still got it for you, and I think they do. Pink slime has now been reclassified into ground beef. They did not want to get rid of pink slime because it adds weight to the meat. Plus, whatever the pink slime is just bits and pieces of stuff from the animal that you don't want to know. And they clean it. They clean it with different things. Oh boy, hydroperoxide. Whatever they're cleaning it with, they clean it. So it's nice and clean for you. But then they put it into the meat, and now they've restructured the wording. If it says ground beef, it has pink slime. Vet me on this. I challenge you. And then tell your friends about it. Because this is going too far for Uncle Martin. You got ground beef that has pink slime. You got cloned animals. And you've got bioreactor foods. The only place in the United States, I went over how many. There's a few states now that don't want bioreactor foods. But the one that started it out of the planet is Italy. Go Italy. I'm from it. Well, I got ancestors. They're Sicilian, but what's different? They are the only ones that have said there will not be any cloned animals, pink slime, and bioreactor food in our country. This is fantastic. There's about 4 states now. We almost had it in Arizona, but it was knocked down by the Senate. So we still got that stuff in our food. So it's just to be knowledge. Anything you have knowledge of, that becomes, well, that's power. And it's power when you use it, when you actually use it to where you get wisdom. Because application of knowledge is wisdom. But if you don't have the knowledge, what kind of wisdom are you going to have? You'll be an idiot like the rest of the people out there that have no knowledge. I'm not calling anybody an idiot, because if you're an idiot, the bright side is they'll always be with you. It's true. Falcon, what do you think about the Amish? Amish is pretty cool, man. I feel like I'm right in there with the Amish on so many levels. I could be an Amish person tomorrow. Hard work, doing things well is what I was brought up to understand to be true. And Dad always said, if you're going to do anything, do it well. That's I do that to this day. I'm out working most of the people where I'm at, and they look at me. And I hurt my foot the other day, and I was out for a couple of days. I took 2 sick days, but I had 4 days in a row. Pretty much healed up casserole packs and did different things. But I was still like limping, could barely stand up. 8-hour days. People said, "What's the matter with you? Why aren't you home? You got sick days." I said, "Yeah, but," and the company could care less. Most companies they want a body. They don't care what kind of body it is. It's sad but true. And I have different work ethics than a lot of people do. Um, it's just me. Um, Falcon, that's what my grandpa used to say. Well, Falcon, you have a wise family then, because if we follow, that's why they're trying to take out people of my age bracket, because we got too much knowledge. And when you have that, they don't want you around. It's almost like that movie. I can't think of it. Where everybody was going up in the sky at 30 years old because I'm trying to think. Uh, They were killing people by the time they got to 31 if they ran away. I can't think of the movie right off, but they want ignorance. See, ignorance can be people that don't know what's going on. They can be manipulated better. That's why they want you at 18 years of experience to get into the military, because they can form you, they can mold you. That's why from kindergarten up to college, the teachers, the professors have been molding you. And if you look at the outcome of the children now that have gone through the last 3-4 generations, you guys you've been sponges that have absorbed misinformation. And that's why I was so grateful on my fourth grade. It's under Vikings versus Columbus. All right, please, if you can have time to look that up. That's when my whole eyes of 10 years old opened up till I saw that history is a lie. A lie. History is a lie. Nobody's teaching about Atlantis. They're not teaching about Sanskrit, Sumerian, Sumer, all the stuff that has tablets of information. Every war that we've had, that we go over to Iraq, Iran, all these places, India, and we start destroying all the tablets and all the information, so people don't have that. This is negative, but people are starting to wake up to this. All right, Falcon, my grandma left school in grade 8, and he was very successful. See, your grandfather left in 8th grade. My Sicilian grandfather left in 4th grade. He became a jeweler, a barber, and was more than successful. It doesn't take school to be successful. Actually, it might be something to think about. A trade school, that would be a possibility. You're going to make more money as a trade school than you are getting 5 or 6, 7 degrees, because you're all getting specialized in certain categories. How many people need you in that category? There's people who have paid close thousands of dollars to get through college, and they don't even have any money except paying back the misinformation that they got. It's pretty sad, but so true. Falcon, my great grandmother was from Italy. Well, you see, both of my grandmothers and great grandmothers were from Italy, and that's what Grandpa said to me when I was in my first 4th grade. Because he wouldn't tell me where he was from. I said, Grandpa, we're Italian. On this side of the family, we're Italian, Grandpa. Where are we from? He says, nah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Tell them you're from Napoli. That's where Grandma's from. Napoli. Can you say Napoli? Yeah, Napoli. Grandpa, where are you from? Doesn't matter. I did not leave him alone until I got the answer. And he finally said, Sicily. But you don't ever tell anybody that. I said, Grandpa, why? And he said, you tell them you're from where Grandma's from, Napoli. I said, okay. Then I found out later about Sicily. Great grandmother was from New Zealand. New Zealand's in, I got to go to New Zealand and Greenland. I love those places. I like the way they think. I like their land. And that's going to be probably where you want to go when it all hits the fan. These are going to be high places to be. But that's what Edgar Casey said. I can't go there right now. Right, New Zealand, that's like far away. Not really, not that far. Skipping a hop and a jump. Okay. All you people that have lasted this long, we've had some great times here. It's Monday. I don't know how many people are watching. Can't really tell until I repost. And then even then, I don't get the true numbers. They say they got to look at it for a week or two to see if there's any bots watching you. Bots? Come on. I haven't had a troll or a bot in a long time. Ever since I had those trolls and I said, what I said to them, I haven't had much of them coming back. I have nothing against a troll or a bot. Falcon, you were born in Tasmania. Did you know the Tasmanian devil? It was extinct, and they got a hold of one of the DNA, and we're gonna have Tasmanian devils coming back. If you ever look at those pictures, the kind of stripes they got on them and everything, it's pretty remarkable. Tasmania. Hey, Falcon, you've been really around. You got some people all over the place. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's been pretty. Tasmanian tiger. Yep, that's the one. I believe the last one was like 36 or 38 that was still alive, is in a cage, and he died. I think that's the one that they got the DNA from, that they're mixing it with something else. Sort of like what they're mixing the mammoth with the elephant. We're going to have a mammoth, if not already. Not only that, but the cloned animals that I'll have to have more on that one. Yeah, we're really in Plum Island. I got one on Plum Island. These things that are escaping now, they're calling all different things. These are the escapees. And now that they've got Plum Island closed by the end of this year, 2025, and they got the Plum Island people in the middle of Kansas, right in the middle of the United States. Hey, what's going on here? Why would you have something that could escape and infect the middle of the United States? Who are these people? Yeah, that's the question I got. Hey, King, CJ, you're back. Where were you, buddy? Were you telling all your friends about me? And Ryan, I kind of want the pet of a mammoth when they come back. Yeah, the mammoth, that's the one I had in my third, fourth grade. The one that was chewing buttercups in its mouth and was frozen solid 260,000 years ago in Siberia when it was a jungle. Yeah, that one. That's under Polar Flip. Check out Polar Flip. That's what's happening right now, by the way. But I went into that. I'm sure you all watched that one already. Hey, chorus. King, you're in chorus? King, CJ, you're in chorus? Chorus. I was in a glee club. Me. By the time we get to Phoenix, I'll be waiting. Yeah, that one. I had to sing that one in front of people and some other stupid thing. But anyway. Falcon, pole shift. Yeah, pole shift is here. It's coming. It's coming quicker and quicker, accelerating. That's why you got to be prepared. Cantadamino. I don't know. Is that English? Is that a song? King? King CJ? King CJ. You little SpongeBob lover, you. I want to pull out the VHS and start watching SpongeBob again. I'm not crazy about the new ones. I like the older ones, the ones that they started out with. Something about SpongeBob and the newer ones. Hey, Destiny Warner. Hey, how you doing, Destiny? Hey. King Day, Destiny Warner, VHS. Destiny Warner, VHS. Not many people have VHS anymore. I got three rooms full of VHS. I have over probably I'm going to say 2,000 VHS. Who would do that? Well, it's for the hard times. They still work, for crying out loud. Hey, I'm great. Just got off work. How are you? Hey, Destiny. Hope work was good for you. Positive. Hope you did your job well. And that's what it matters. If you're going to go to a job, you do it well. If you don't, kind of. And hopefully your bosses were there in the dugout with you doing it well. Nothing worse than seeing a manager or someone that's working with you sloughing off, hiding, saying that they're doing work. And you know darn well that they could be out on the floor or down in the lines, in the trenches with you. You know what I mean? Ryan, you teach kindergarten. You got so much responsibility. At 5 years old, I had my first fight. And the teacher watched me do it. And I don't know what episode it is, but I learned so much in kindergarten that first day. I had my first fight. It was my fault. It was over a Viking chick. I learned to share. I learned nothing was mine. I learned good sportsmanship. And I learned that staying after school on your first day in kindergarten was negative, especially when I got home. But then I had those rules that Dad changed the whole thing. That changed my life. Never ever hit a girl, never changed. If I see or hear you running from a fight or starting a fight, you're going to black belt beating like you never had before. If you've got to fight, you better arm wrestle first. And I don't care if you arm wrestle or fight, you better shake hands afterwards. Good sportsmanship. I said, yeah, Dad, I already learned that. And then the fourth one was, if it's more than you and the gang, more than you and him, casually, never run. You go over to the biggest person, you knock them out. And Dad, psychological. Dad had something there. And that would be under the one I have Surrounded, when I had over a few hundred black students waiting for me after school. It's all true stories. It's under Surrounded. I did a live on that one. We all learn things by our parents and our guardians. And kindergarten, you little kindergarten teacher, Destiny, you got your hands full. Hey, are you still giving them milk and cookies? Do they get a nap? Or are they only going a half a day? The question I have for you, Destiny, are you teaching them non-racism? Yes, a lot of kindergartners are being taught non-racism. No naps, huh? Yeah, that's positive. I remember that blanket, cookies and milk. I had to take that stinking nap. I never liked those naps. Woke up groggy. Maybe it was the milk. Don't know. Don't want to think about it. So, Destiny, are you teaching them non-racism? That's my question for you. But we have snack time. We have huge population of refugees. So we are very diverse and inclusive. Exactly my point. I believe now we're going to have a new rule. Everybody speaks English. It's not a new rule. It's just an old rule being revamped. My grandparents from Germany, from Italy, they came through Ellis Island. They didn't understand. A lot of them didn't speak English, but guess what? They learned. We have people here that have been here for 20, 30 years that still do not refugees that do not speak English. Why is that? Sovereignty. Do they have sovereignty for this America, or do they have sovereignty for where they're from? And that is the question. If you're going to be living here, you should speak English. If I went to Germany, I went to Italy, I went to Iraq, Iran, I would learn this. I would learn how to speak their language, just to have communication. All right, it's common sense. We've had some slackness here that is changing. A lot of people don't like change. Ryan, I guess 12 or 13, 30 Falcons, 37, King 12, yeah, Destiny 12, huh? Immense, okay, got immense, immerse in the culture. Well, that's what they're telling you, Destiny. You got to immerse yourself. You got to immerse yourself. But they have to immerse themselves in learning our language, all right? Because what happens is you're going to need more than just yourself. You're going to need another helper. You're maybe two helpers to get across all this different language barrier that shouldn't be. The people coming here to get taught should be speaking English. It's pretty simple. Somebody in charge now has pulled that forward. We're going to all be speaking English. Bilingual is nice, but our first language here in America is English. If we're American, we speak English. My grandparents, great-grandparents came in there, they speak English. They didn't speak English. By the time we were done with them, they did. Well driven, well divine, bless you on your journey, King. Yes, King, Falcon, not many. I know a lot of black bikers. What are you talking about, man? There's black bikers, brown bikers, yellow bikers, red bikers, white. We only got 5 colors. I have not seen any blue or green bikers yet. Maybe someday soon. They say they're coming in from different parts of the galaxy. We'll have to see. Destiny, I agree. See y'all later, Uncle Jack. Time to spend time with my own children now. It's not Uncle Jack, it's Uncle Martin. That's all right. I have Uncle Jack. He was a fantastic guy. One of my favorites, Uncle Jack. He made some fantastic flapjacks. They were called Uncle Jack's Flapjacks. Be well, Destiny. Teach those children well. It's nice to have somebody out there teaching the kids things well. Okay, Falcon, a lot of bikers were from here are a bit racist. Well, you heard about my last one. I talked about racism. You're not born racist. You're taught it. You're not bread and butter. That one, bread and butter. Rye bread and butter. Come on. We're not taught racism. Oh, excuse me. We're not born racist. We're taught racism. And we also are not taught being grateful. These are things that we have to be taught. If it's not from our parents and guardians, it'll be taught to you someday. Hopefully by the time you get more experience. It's best when you have less experience because it sinks in better. And I got more on racism. Give me a break. My Sicilian grandfather, he's about as racist as they get. And then the German side, they were racist too, but it was so subtle, so very subtle. And that's what I'm saying. Racism is so subtle that you don't even really grasp it until like, well, I grasped it at that moment because that's just the way I was. I saw it very negative, and I never ate it. Never ate the racism. Never did. Never will. That's your choice, my free choice. You know, follow the leader. You know, I made my own trails. I didn't follow other people's trails. Me. Falcon, neither of my parents are racist. Yeah, it's genetic. It's not genetic, man. You're being taught. You're being taught racism. You're born. Okay, you're being born from a white family. Now you're being born as a white child, but there's a black doctor, and what are you going to say? Get your hands off of me! No, you're not going to say that. You're going to say, hey, I want to come out into this world. I want to experience this world. I don't care what kind of doctor you are. I don't care what color you are. Not until later when you're taught racism. It's not genetic. You're taught racism. It's pretty simple. You got to look at it that way. Well, you should maybe, or think about it. Very open to infinity. Yeah, well, infinity. There's some things I want to talk about infinity on. Infinite things. In fact, my dad was the first one to tack me how to meditate. Yes, meditation. I have an episode on meditation. Anybody has time? It'll be in the beginning ones. I got over 500 in the beginning. If you scroll down to meditate, it was in 7th grade. It was by a witch. She was a psychic. Fine line between those two. And she taught us to meditate. Yeah. Please look up meditate. I can't, my dyslexia of numbers, I don't remember which one. It's under meditation, I believe it. That's the one. Meditation. How important it is to meditate. What to meditate on. And the protection you want around you when you are meditating. That's all I gotta say right now. Because I'm going into like some overtime here. I've never gone this long before live. So God bless you for hanging out that long, whoever's out there. Whoever's here and now ready to eat. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Anything more I'm grateful for. You have Apache there. Yes, I live with the Apaches. I live with the Apaches. I live with the Navajo. I did things with the Yaqui medicine men. I sat around a lot of them. I got stories on that, okay? Apache and Navajo, they're not really friends, but they can be. So, okay, Falcon, thumbs up for you too. Hey, spread this around. Uncle Martin needs a little sharing. Share with Uncle Martin. Hey, I got this guy, Uncle Martin. I want to share it with you. Do something like that. That'd be nice. I don't really care who subscribes. I mean, that'd be nice, but I want you to finish at least what I'm saying. And if it gels with you, that's fine. If it doesn't, maybe there's another way of looking at it. That's all. Maybe another episode. So once again, I got to feed my birds, my cats, my dogs. And God bless you for staying this long. Be well. God victory. I'll see you tomorrow. Be Tuesday the 27th between 5 and 5:30. Tell your friends because I'll have something for you. And, well, we'll see what happens. Okay, yes, Ryan. Everyone likes sleeping. Make sure before you go to bed, you say, I want to remember my dreams. I want to be in control of my dreams. I want to circle a white light around my dreams. And I want protection in my dreams. And then have a piece of paper and pencil, the little night light on. And when you wake up in the middle of the night, scribble something down. And tell me tomorrow what your dream was, all right? That's your test for right now. Be well. God victory.